What's up, everybody? I just want to make a little video about this Korryn Gaines shooting. I believe it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. I'm not gonna get too much into the details because I'm pretty sure everybody's went over or knows what happened at this point. She was a mother of a 5-year-old and I believe a 1-year-old. Had been in trouble, minor trouble with the law with traffic citations and such. And I watched a few videos that she posted, and what I want to say is this is not the person. This is not the person, in my opinion, who should be held up as some martyr for the Black Lives Matter movement. And when I say Black Lives Matter, when I refer to it, I'm not talking about this group that was created by these so-called leaders. I feel like these people use any it's starting to get to the point where they're using any situation, rather warranted or not, to push the agenda that they have. Now, I just can't believe the, I don't want to say support, but the lack of the support for her and what she did. First off, you used your 5-year-old son as a human shield. Like, forget it, forget everything else about, you know, was she getting harassed by the police? And she probably was. I watched one of her videos where she was very disrespectful. And I'm not saying you have to respect the police, but it's probably a good idea. So if you disrespect the police and something bad happens to you, you can't then cry. You know what I'm saying? You can't then cry for that person like, oh, well, she only died because she was black. Yeah, that's probably, in a lot of cases, that's probably true, but you already know that to be the case. So why would you provoke that type of situation? But like I said, I don't think anybody deserves to die. But if you point a gun at the police and then fire at the police, and now the police are saying that they fired at her first, but you were holding your child as a human shield. It seems like how the story has come out. So I have no sympathy for that. Like, that's what the police are supposed to do. But really, what I want to get into is how these Black Lives Matter people. And like I said, I don't mean the overall arching what Black Lives Matter is supposed to mean. I mean the group, like the groups that are all over Twitter saying we represent Black Lives Matter and all of that. I hate that, first of all, because Black Lives Matter before you decided to start a group. And yeah, that hashtag or whatever, that slogan might be a big thing now, but you don't have a monopoly on speaking for Black people and how we're being treated in this country. You don't. And you got Sean King on Twitter just blowing this story up like it's just pure racism and police brutality. Are you serious? Are you like that? You're seriously now? I'm starting to look at you like you'll do anything for a story. Like, who in their right mind thinks that holding a 5-year-old basically hostage with a shotgun and having a 6-hour standoff with the police is gonna end well? And then for people out be on here to be blaming the police, are you she should be lucky that they waited 6 hours. Because Tamir Rice, somebody who truly should have had outrage from Black Lives Matter, and they did, they spoke out about that, don't get me wrong, but you can't compare that situation to this situation. That's ridiculous. And when white people look at what it seems like to me is what white people like to do is put all the situations in one scope. So if this situation they think that is important to us, then of course they're going to group those situations in like none of it matters. Like, we saw what happened after the Mike Brown shooting. We saw what happened after the Trayvon Martin shooting. Even though George Zimmerman is not a cop, but we saw what happened. You know what I'm saying? The kind of backlash from non-people of color who were saying they were thugs. they deserved it. He was wearing a hoodie, and Mike Brown stole some wraps and some cigars or something. This chick was in an actual standoff with the police, and they actually tried to talk her down for 6 hours. And then she got one video where she's talking about, if you touch me, she told the cop, who was being, from what I saw, very respectful. She tells the cop, if you touch me, you gonna have to murder me. Now, if I'm a cop and I hear that, I'm like, you're trying to provoke me into a certain type of reaction. Why are you trying to provoke me? If you already think that cops are evil, they're gonna be evil to you no matter what. I mean, I just don't get it. Like, why? Like, you setting people who think that black people are being treated badly in this country. You're setting us up for failure when you do stuff like this. And it's unfortunate that she died, and she died in front of her son. But I would never wish that on anybody. But don't try to act like this is something. This is like Tamir Rice or Mike Brown or Trayvon Martin. That's insulting to them. Like, they weren't doing anything for that to happen to them. Go like that. I mean, I just don't get that. So I just want to read some of the tweets because I'm just reading, and I can't believe it. Like, I'm and this is on Twitter. I'm saying somebody named at Black Autonomous. He writes 2016 means having white fascists and cishet black men with Black Lives Matter as their headers telling me why Korryn Gaines deserve to die. Nobody's saying Korryn Gaines deserved to die. I'm saying I'm not surprised she died. She had a shotgun and she was holding her son hostage in a hostage situation. And then you say, oh, well, if she was white, she probably wouldn't have died. True. Well, I'm not saying that's true, but it's possible. But they're white and they pretty much run everything at the point, and that's how the system is set up. But you can't be surprised that she got killed. But we get some tweets that's just way over the top. Like, I don't care. Like, one dude, Red Pill, tweets, if Black Lives Matter, then you should be glad Korryn Gaines is dead. Like, see, that's the kind of stuff white people say that makes black people hate them in general. Like, no one's saying she deserves to be dead. Like, I'm just saying that we shouldn't be surprised that she's dead. Like, when you use your child as a human shield, then yeah, you're probably gonna die. Well, we got another tweet. Somebody pretty much, well, I guess agrees with me. At Timmy P is really people like Korryn Gaines who set us back tremendously in this Black Lives Matter movement, and y'all support her actions. That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all support this. So the next time somebody do get killed, like, wrongly or whatever, white people gonna look at that like, oh well, they deserved it. Oh well. You're not doing us any favors when you do. This is like a drug dealer making a drug sale and getting shot by the police, and then y'all rallying and marching behind him saying that he got shot because he was black. It won't make no sense to me. And then all those traffic stops where she recorded or whatever. How you think that make a cop feel if he's not racist, and how you think that makes him feel to the next black person he pulls over? Because he might just get it in his head that they're all like that. And we know white people like to generalize. We know that. Mm. I just can't believe that. And for people like Sean King, a respected journalist and supposed to be one of the leaders of Black Lives Matter, like, you're like, nah, nah, because you already got exposed because you're not even black. So anything that you say about any black issue should be taken with a grain of salt. It was exposed that you're not a black person, even though you pass yourself off as one, which is cultural appropriation, which is one of the reasons why they feel like they can do what we can do. You steal our culture, and then you try to act like us and be like us, and then you try to push a certain agenda even though you're not us. That's disgusting. And you're a journalist, so you do it for money instead of seeing things objectively, which is your job, I thought. You got tweets talking about shut down. Hashtag shut down City Hall NYC as matter. Hashtag Korryn Gaines matters. Y'all gonna protest? Y'all really about to start protesting because of what happened to her? Are you serious? Like, how insane it, first of all, protests don't work. You can protest all you want. It ain't never gonna change the status quo. It ain't gonna never change the situation. The only thing that's gonna change that is economic empowerment of the community, and that's that. You can protest all you want. If you don't control your own resources, you ain't getting nothing done. You just making noise. That's sad. Look at this. Hashtag Black Lives Matter's latest poster child, Korryn Gaines, is a woman who pointed a gun and fired at cops. Good luck with that nigga. You see what he's saying right there? See how seriously we take the next time somebody gets shot unrighteously because y'all want to put somebody like this up on a pedestal. That's disgusting. That makes me feel like everything that I tweet about is illegitimized. So you know cops is out here looking for a reason to kill black people, and then you pretty much commit suicide by a cop. Nah. That's like a regular dude walking up to Mike Tyson and punching him in the face, knowing that Mike Tyson will probably kill you with one hit, just punching, and then we get mad at the person, we get mad at Mike Tyson and not the person that hit him. Like, that don't make no sense to me. That's just like, come on. It looked like she was looking for a confrontation with the police, and they went over there righteously to execute a warrant for her arrest for not showing up to court, which they do. I know I heard a lot of people like, well, when's the last time cops show up to get you for a traffic violation? No, they came and got her. They tried to come get her because she missed a court appearance, and some judges don't like that, and they will put a warrant out for you. Like, this is not new. I'm just do a couple more because it's giving me a headache now. Regardless of what detail, oh, okay, this is a white person. I'm not nothing against them. I'm just saying this is from the white perspective. Regardless of what details ultimately emerge from Korryn Gaines' case, Black Lives Matter and our criminal justice system is deeply flawed. So now you equating what happened with her to what's so wrong about the justice system, which is deeply flawed against us. Don't use her as an example. Use Tamir Rice as an example, who got shot in 2 seconds, and then the cops got off, and they still got their jobs. You know, Gaines. Did you watch the video that she made? Wow. One more. Okay. We all know the Freddie Gray situation where they basically threw him in a van without restraints, handcuffed, and killed him. Like they like to do that in Baltimore because they paid out millions and millions of dollars for doing the same thing years ago. The failure of a 1% judge to convict the Freddie Gray officers has only given the Baltimore police impunity. Why are you comparing Freddie Gray to Korryn Gaines? Freddie Gray was handcuffed in the back of already in police custody. This chick was holed up inside of her house with a shotgun and a 5-year-old. That's insane to me. Like, I don't understand. Like, what are we even doing this for? Are we gonna have legitimate gripes about society and how it treats us, or are we not? Because if we keep doing stuff like this and promoting stuff like this, ain't nothing gonna change. I don't know. That's my take on it. You might not agree with it, whatever. But stop using the Black Lives Matter hashtag because I'm black and my life matters, and I don't want that being associated with what she did. Period. Anyway, y'all follow me. C's_rules with a Z on Twitter. Prince Cesar 27 on YouTube.